All right, here we are for the second round, and I am going to go ahead and be on the play again. I've traditionally not been, at least more of the time probably on the draw, but this deck's a little more aggressive than what I normally draft. But I will be keeping this hand for sure. We're one forest away from Rumbling Baloth, and we've got a couple of draw steps to hit the old Advocate into Baloth. Of course, we would need a forest for that too, but even if everything goes awry, we've got a Chandra's Outrage to kind of bail us out here. Yeah, this is M14's been a weird format. I've been drafting basically exclusively control decks, looking to go as long as possible. I've been able to really thrive in this environment. I think I've won 4 of my last 5 drafts. I've just been absolutely at home in this setting. But I have to say, I do love to draft some aggressive strategies. And, when you do draft aggressive in M14, you have to change the way your deck actually works, because just running out a bunch of 2-drops doesn't cut it. You just will not get ahead doing that. What will get you ahead, or at least what can, is if you shift the curve a little bit slower. Now, normally that's not what you'd want to do, but in this set it is, and this is a great reason why just random 2-drops just do not work. This guy just says, nope, you can just stop right there, and then they block it, and you're like, combat trick, and then they just disperse your guy, and you're like, okay, so instead I'll go over the top, I'll play a 3-drop, and then I'll jam a big enchantment on it and make it into the biggest creature. And then these type of decks, they just disperse it, or they just time ebb it or something and just make you miserable. And this happens all the time. And so what it means is you need to go over the top of these decks. So you want to be cards like Rumbling Baloth become a lot better, because they're bigger than what they're going to be doing. Good example. All right. Okay. So this is going to be a pretty straightforward situation. So we're going to be attacking with Academy Raider. We are going to activate it. We're going to ditch probably Thunderstrike here. And then we're going to, if we draw a forest, we could consider playing it, but it starts to get risky. We really have to respect that Scroll Thief there. If we don't, then we can lose to it outright. So more than likely, so we're digging for a forest, but what the most likely outcome is that we're just going to Chandra's Outrage that Scroll Thief. We just cannot let him start drawing cards. And while it's tempting to, let's say we hit a forest here, let's just see what happens. It's tempting to just run the Baloth and hope that it just holds it off, because normally my mentality is I'm going to let my creatures do that work, right? Like he's going to have to answer this. The problem is there's so many ways he can just destroy us with that he can time ebb that thing, and we are so far behind. He gets the card back immediately. We don't draw our forest, and we need to start working towards getting up to that still, and it just gets really bad. All right. I guess I have to hit OK first. All right, I'll do that. All right, so no forest for us, but let's just get rid of that Scroll Thief immediately. I hate to use premium removal on it, trust me, but we just don't have the hand that's good against it. I mean, normally our deck would be fine, I think. We're going to be playing a lot of Advocate of the Beasts and that kind of card, and that kind of thing is going to do a lot of work for us in that way. Okay, he's got his own Academy Raider here. All right, well, I'm going to offer the trade here. I'm assuming he's going to take it. He does not. Interesting. Okay, I think I'm going to just ditch this Academy Raider. Oof. Well, we're 1 mana away from the big boy here, but would have really loved a forest there. That would have set us up pretty nicely, because then we can play that, take a couple, but then set up for Enlarge the next turn, where whatever he plays, we just get to run right over it. Where as it sits, if he plays some big red thing and we draw a forest, we can get him with Enlarge, but otherwise he can't block this. Like if he plays Air Servant here, we can't Enlarge and kill it, which is, well, it's a lot of the reason why we're playing Enlarge, to be honest. Rod of Ruin. Wow, he is going to wreck us with that. So we don't actually want to discard here. But I think I do just want to take this opportunity to resolve a Shivan Dragon. And I'm just going to actually just leave back here because I'm not planning on sifting through a card here. I mean, 2 Rumbling Baloths and an Enlarge is absolutely fantastic. And I don't want him to get that advantage. I want to make him use 3 mana to kill my stupid Academy Raider here. I mean, I guess I could get in just for 1 damage and hope that my dragon doesn't get out of the way. But man, if he time ebbs my dragon, I need to be able to get that Academy Raider out of there. Wow, Vial of Poison, huh? Well, this guy went pretty deep. But I think our play is just to keep playing big stuff here. We don't have an attack currently because, well, Vial of Poison is sitting there, and I don't want to trade. I don't even want to trade my my dragon for his poison and Seacoast Drake. I mean, honestly, it's not the worst case scenario, but ooh, Frost Breath. Now he gets to untap, kill my guy. Okay, I mean, this. I'm not super bummed. He's not actually getting actual cards out of this, so it's not like he can get that far ahead. All right, now he's going to start getting ahead, though. There's a Divination and a kill my Academy Raider. So still, we're not under threat of actually dying here, so it's not a huge deal, but yeah, he's going to get ahead here. He's probably going to ditch a land. He does, so he basically draws a card there. Yeah, this is getting a little ugly for us for sure. I'm going to keep playing stuff. Rumblin' Bumblin' Baloth. And let's see what he comes up with here. Yeah, that Divination was definitely what we did not want to see here. He ditches Dragon Hatchling. Yeah, gotta support that. And he's got Guardian of the Ages. Okay, well, we've got an 8/8 that can just attack through it. We've also got a Shivan Dragon and a Rumbling Baloth. I wonder if I just do that. Like, I can just go enlarge this thing. It will run over the Seacoast Drake. He would take, let's see, so that's 11 minus 3, so he takes 8, 16. He would actually die. So he has to block with this on this or this. So, yeah, I guess that works. Wait, now what about if he double blocks here, though? No, he has to block this, right? Okay. And I totally tapped my mana wrong. Well, that was amateur hour. Oh, well. Hopefully we don't lose because of it. This is going to put him in a horrible position no matter what, but I should be able to get in 2 extra damage here where for Fire Breathing I just forgot. To be quite honest. Yeah. He's pretty screwed anyway, though. He's not going to die this turn either way, I don't think, but okay, that's interesting too. Because you won't die. So I would have killed him there. Is he still dead? Yeah, great. I mean, realistically, there's nothing that can get him out of this position, but still, definitely should have tapped my mana better. All right. Naturalize, get in there. Cannot board that in quickly enough here. And yeah, I think I'm just going to go for the Blur Sliver plan again. I mean, Academy Raider can get some advantage, but like, not very good. And I wonder if I just bring in Smelt. The fact is that big Guardian thing is an issue. If I had seen like a Fire Shrieker, I'd be so much happier. But smelting a poison thing or a Rod of Ruin is kind of like, I'd rather just let him have that card. Either of those cards, they just don't really do much. I'll leave it out. If I see something else, I'll consider it. But we do need to make one cut here. I like Barrage quite a bit. He's in blue, so Windstorm probably still makes the cut. Shock is good versus him. Molten Birth is really good versus him. Man, a lot of our stuff's really good versus him. I guess I'll just cut either Short Cutter or Thunderstrike. I guess Thunderstrike can go. I just think it's our weakest card. And it's also not great against blue. Because Thunderstrike makes you get into a blocked situation or one of those, and then if it gets negated, then you kind of get destroyed. You can't really do it ahead of time. That doesn't work out well. Okay. He kept, and we've got to keep. Again, not a hand I'm in love with, but it's fine. We're on the draw. We've got a turn 3 Advocate. We've got Windstorm in case he plays something really annoying in the air anytime soon. And that wasn't the ideal draw, but that's okay. We've also got our best card in hand, so that's really nice. All right, he does nothing. That's good for us. And we draw one of our other really good cards. So this is actually turning out okay for us. If he plays a turn 3 Academy Raider, it'll be really annoying. All right, he doesn't. So he's probably got cancel or something along those lines, but I'm fine with that. I'm going to let him cancel our Advocate here. If he doesn't have cancel, then we get an Advocate, and that's good. So, all right, sweet. I like developing our board here, though. Divination. Well, he's back up to 7 cards here, so hopefully we hit a beast of some sort sometime soon. Rumbling Baloth? No? Okay. No Rumbling Baloth. In fact, just no play at all, which is a little depressing, but I actually like our position pretty well here. We've got Chandra's Outrage to kill something. If he plays something here, especially if it's like a 5-drop, zip, Super Cat is going to just run him over. All right, Seacoast Drake, not the 5-drop that we were really hoping for here, but I think I'm actually going to fire off Windstorm here. Because this thing actually does keep us from being able to attack. And I want to be able to use my mana up. And this was the only flyer we saw. Plus we've got really good, basically removal for his other stuff here if we want it. All right. He will cancel that. If he has it. Which he probably does. We could just do nothing. I think I still like playing out my hand, though. Like, we have enough threats here where if he uses his cancel on this, then we get to resolve Dragon, and things get good. All right, so there's the cancel. And now, hopefully, we get him. This is where we really hope that he slams something big. We enlarge and just run it over. And, yeah, that's what he did. Sweet. And there's nothing for 1 blue that's going to get in the way. We could use this opportunity, though, to resolve Siobhan Dragon. We do have Chandra's Outrage, which is quite good against this. This is kind of an interesting decision, because this thing must attack, so we're not really going to get another chance to enlarge it out of the game, but we will get a chance to outrage it if we want. Yeah, you know what? I think I like just slamming Dragon here, actually. It's tempting, because we do get in some damage there, and we do kill his guy. But if we get our Dragon canceled, we're kind of out of threats. And it makes our enlarge like really a lot worse if our Dragon gets canceled. Just because, we can use it to punch through a bunch of damage, too. All right, Active Treason. Yeah, whatever. I mean, this I don't really care about that much. I'm a little bummed that he didn't play a creature that we could enlarge and run over, but as it sits, we're going to get to leave up Chandra's Outrage, and we're going to hit him for like 8 damage this turn. Take 11 this time, but so. Now, if he had a sack outlet, I'd be beyond bummed, but he doesn't. Oh, there's a Molten Birth, though. I don't know that we can afford to cast it. Okay. So can we kill him this turn? These are the questions we have to ask when we have Enlarge in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 7, 12, 13, 14. That's 16. So it actually is lethal, though. He does have potentially disperse up. And we don't have like a really great reason to do anything here. So I think what I want to do is Chandra's Outrage this and see if it resolves. All right, it does. All right, so yeah, we're just going to bash him now. And we have no other play anyway, so I'm going to pump. If he has Disperse, then he has Disperse. But all right, he goes down to 6 here. So now if he bothers to tap his mana, especially most of it, then he's going to be in a really bad spot. He traumatized us. And he Tome Scoured us. I guess he's just showing off at this point because he's dead. Yeah, all right. I mean, you guys probably know by now, I've been on my soapbox enough about the random mill cards, but that is not what you want to be doing. That is not the way to win at Limited Magic, is to just play random one-offs. Now, if it's Jace, Memory Adept, yes, that is exactly what you want to be doing because it's a one-off card that can win you the game on its own. Traumatize can't. It just can't win you the game, and it never does. And Tome Scour, awful. I mean, that card is just the worst. But both of them are completely unplayable. I mean, even in a mill strategy, you would trade either of those for a millstone. Because what you want is repeatable ability to kill somebody. And even then, a millstone doesn't affect the board. It doesn't block. It doesn't attack. It doesn't do anything that interacts with anything creature-based at all. So you need to have a completely stable board state. And then the millstone's actually really good, right? Because it can sit there and it can, air quotes, attack your opponent. And it doesn't care about what stuff they have on the battlefield. As long as you're not dying, it will do its job and it'll kill them. Traumatize doesn't do that, and Tome Scour doesn't do that. So that's why those are just awful. And one of the things that you can take away when you watch like a video like the one that you just watched is he lost because of those. And I know it sounds weird because the immediate logic is, well, he lost because he didn't have anything to block and there's nothing there. If he would have drawn a better creature or some removal, he might not have lost. That's true, but the fact is those two cards in his hands replaced what would have been a blocker or a removal. You got to run those over something. If you look at our deck list, every card's doing something. Sure, we have a couple of kind of mediocre ones, the Windstorms, like a little but we at least know what its job is, and it fills a hole that our deck can't. Like, we don't have any Deadly Recluses or whatever. We need a way to kill flyers at some point. So, yeah, there's a big opportunity cost to playing cards like that, and we saw the outcome of it. We'll see you guys in the finals.